Welcome back, everyone, to Vale of the Pine, where I am here in Tharbad trying to investigate the camps. Light glints on the weapons of a man fighting. Ooh, further to the west. Alright, that means I need to go west. Well, let's deal with this orc, then I can head west. What's an Nazgul? Is that their name for those raids that keep on popping up? Who knows? Well, I'm sure I'll find out at some point. Ah! This must be the man that I saw, and it looks like he has defeated the orcs that he was fighting. Maybe he didn't need my help.
Hail, friend, if friend you be.
Do my eyes play some trick? You're a halfling, are you not? I've heard tell of such folk, but I've not beheld one such as you before. A halfling. I call your pardon, stranger. If you are a foe of orcs, then we share them in common at least. And I deem from your gear that you are a traveler yourself, and no stranger to either hardship or fighting. So it is with me, though I am new to this land. All right, what do I get for this? Ooh, I get an earring, and seeing how...
Boromir is my name, and I've come from Minas Tirith by a long road on an urgent errand.
Ooh, the crossing of the river proved treacherous, and I was forced to abandon my steed. Yes, you're not the only one who's done so. I ran afoul of orcs among the ruins, as you can see, and one of their cowardly thieves stole my pack. When I have recovered it, I will resume my quest. If you catch this thief for me, I'll be indebted to you, my good, halfling? Well, I think he ran off to the southwest. Okay, I will go and check. Southwest. Well, I do see an orc here. Is he the orc that stole it? Oops. There we go. Well, we're done with that bit. Ooh, now this looks like a thief. Let's see if we could deal with him. Hello, did you steal the pack? It looks like you got something on you. There you go. Well, look at this. This definitely doesn't look like a orcish backpack. So, ooh. Well, there you go. Is this your pack?
You must have struck fear into the heart of that thief, my new friend.
Ah, this pack is much lighter than it was when he stole it, and it seems that he scattered its contents amongst the ruins in his eagerness to escape. Minor trouble to gather up the lost supplies? Well, I'll see what I can find, Boromir. Well, lost supplies. I suppose they don't have a lost and found department here in Tharbad. But we do have many orcs. Hey, can't they take on some productive jobs or anything like that? Hey, have you... Never mind. Well, another one down. Now, any place... Oh, hold on. What's this? We have... Ooh, scattered supplies. Okay. I guess it won't do any good if I asked you if you've seen any scattered supplies. Oh, well. Well, I'll defile you. Yes, I'll defile you. Or how about that? This looks like something. Yeah. Maybe this is part of the supply pack. Well, let's deal with you on the way out. Then we can see if we can find the rest of the supplies. Completed. Orc Slayer of Cardalon. New deed. Advanced. Ah, I think I see something up ahead. So, it looks like it's being guarded by this orc. Yeah, it looks like some more of these supplies. So, we'll take care of you. Oh, or you're the one who's gathering the supplies. Wow. The truth comes out. We know who the real commander of this area is then. Yeah. The raids, they seem to be doing something. Alright, well, let's take care of these and get back to Boromir. This place is thick with orcs. Well, in any case, I did find your pack and supplies.
Thank you for this, my new friend. I am in your debt.
Not only for this, but I must beg your pardon, for I was so surprised to see you that I didn't even ask your name. Oh, pray, tell it to me now, and forgive me the oversight. Halflings are never seen in my homeland, and I was taken aback, but I meant no offense, and mean none now. So, Pineleaf, it is my honor to make your acquaintance, Pineleaf. You say that your companions are nearby? I would join them at the fire if you think that I would be welcome. If not, I will continue on my own. But it has been a long road, and would not turn down a friendly campfire and a pleasing conversation. All right, well, I will show you that way. Down this way. Well, let's see if I can get there without encountering 100 orcs. Well, it's not 100, but one is enough to be an annoyance, right? I think so. How in the world did I earn that title? Now, oh, I have to go this way. I finished my scouting, my elder.
Who have you found? Who comes so to our fire?
I didn't expect to see a soldier of the Citadel this far from his homeland. Yeah, that is a bit far. Let's see, what do we got? Scrap of Boromir's cloak. Lucky wolf's tooth. Well, I guess I'll take that. Though, of course, what could be luckier than a slave elf?
You may sit by our fire, Captain of Gondor, if you are willing to share with us your tale.
I am interested to hear the reasons that you're here. All right. Let's see what Boromir has to say. My reasons are my own, stranger, but as Pineleaf has proven to help me already, I will trust that her friends are also trustworthy. I will tell you the tale of my journey, as much as their fire seems to earn. I have seen larger, brighter, and warmer, but this has proven a cold land, and even a poor fire is better than none. Oh, yeah.
It was in the days of June that my father Denethor, the steward of Gondor, called his sons to the White Tower.
Long has my father kept watch upon the black land of Mordor, and at his command the soldiers of Minas Tirith never relaxed their vigil. The steward's commands are respected, as is right. But what man from the high walls of Minas Tirith could not see the smoke rising from Mount Doom, far away and yet still too near? In the taverns of the city they named it a fell portent, and in the high chambers of council my father agreed with his folk, though they knew it not. But none could have foreseen the onslaught that emerged from Mordor. A great force swept through Ithilien, driving our soldiers before it, and at Osgiliath we slowed its approach, for as long as we could and destroyed the bridges behind us. There was something strange about that battle, my friends. There were strange omens before and during the fighting, but neither my brother Faramir nor I could understand their meaning. We spoke of them to our father. What does this mean, father? It means these are strange times in which we live, Boromir. But it may be a message. Speak to me not of fairy stories. We have always measured our strength by the bright steel and the sturdy shield. And so we will today. I'm sorry, father. We mean not to question your wisdom, father. This much is clear to me, my sons. Gondor is strong, but even Gondor cannot stand forever against such evil. Can it be that names out of legend may hold some key to defeating the enemy? Imladris. Can it be? My father is wise in ways that I would never be, for I am in my own very bones a fighting man. The stories with which I grew up shaped me for this. But the steward of Gondor must be a learned man if he is to guide Gondor through such troubled times as these. What of the names Imladris meant to my father he would not say, only that it was a place far to the north where lived Elrond the half-elven, who was said to be the greatest of lore masters in Middle-earth, canny and dangerous. Few or none in Gondor know where this place might be found, my father told me. My brother Faramir volunteered at once to seek out this place, and to ask Elrond half-elven if he might know the meaning of the many strange portents that we have seen in recent days. I knew the road would be full of danger, and took the journey for myself. My father was most wroth at my choice, and he argued against it, but at last he gave me leave to depart. He must have seen that I could find the secret dale in which Imladris lies, and bring back knowledge to aid Gondor. And so he traveled to Rohan, to Meduseld. Before I set forth, my father impressed upon me the need for secrecy. Enemies could lurk everywhere, my son, he told me. Remember that Gondor needs you. Return with the knowledge of the half-elven can provide as quickly as you can, more quickly if you deem the quest to be a foolhardy one. I assured him that I would not abandon the quest, and departed on first light, taking the west road into Rohan.
As is custom, I called upon Theoden, king of Rohan, upon arriving at his city.
I presume that would be reasonable. Greetings to you, Boromir, son of Denethor. You are welcome to Meduseld, ruling seat of Theoden king.
Hold! Who comes here?
It is Boromir, son of the steward of Gondor, captain of the White City. He is known to Rohan, and is a friend.
Is that so?
These are dangerous times. My friends must be judged more carefully than before. The king is indisposed, and will see no one today.
I was denied my audience with Theoden, but I did speak with others of his court.
Hama.
Theoden's door ward is named Hama. He seemed a good man.
We have Wormtongue. Grima Wormtongue.
The man Grima had a foul look. I did not like him.
Oh, well, I'm sure you're not the only one. And we have here Eomer.
I sparred for a time with Eomer, nephew of Theoden, a good man.
All right. We have here Eowyn.
I know not what to make of Eowyn, the king's niece. Are all women of Rohan so eager to fight?
Ah, well, I know another one who might be. And here we have Theodred.
May Theoden recover from his illness, but if he does not, Theodred will be a good king.
Well, right, that's good to
Could
hear.
not tarry long at Edoras.
You cannot tarry long at Edoras. My obligations to call upon Theoden satisfied as best as I could manage, I left Edoras and continued my journey. I would pass through the Gap of Rohan and then north for the lands that I have never seen. Very well. Onward. And into the Gap of Rohan. But as I neared the fords of Isen, to my surprise, I encountered someone that I did not expect to see. I dismounted to speak with him. Hail to you, son of Gondor! What errand brings you with such haste to my borders? It is an errand of some urgency for the kingdom of Gondor. But I should not speak of it. I see. There was a time when the wisdom of wizards was much sought after. I meant no offense. I fully understand neither the need for secrecy nor my journey's purpose. What power can there be in Imladris that might aid Gondor? Imladris. You seek the haven of Elrond Half-Elven? Why? I beg your pardon, my lord, but I have said too much already. Too much and yet nothing at all, son of Gondor. But I will not let you pass Isengard without the benefit of my knowledge. The refuge that you seek is in a northern dale guarded by sharp-eyed elves. If you plan to treat with them with this courtesy that you have shown me, you had best turn around and save your own skin.
It has been said that wizards are quick to anger. Saruman, at least, did not prove an exception.
Yeah, that's true. I feared that I had offended him, but I tried not to brood upon it. I had not called upon him at some time after all. If he should leave his tower in the Vale of Isengard to interrupt my quest, let him bear the burden of my unpracticed tongue. I am a fighting man, as I have said before, and I am unused to the ways of wizards. I resumed my journey. I was already a long way from Gondor, but there was longer to go. And you eventually found your way here, I guess.
Beyond the Gap of Rohan, I saw no sign of trouble for countless miles.
Beyond the Gap of Rohan, the wide fields of Venendwyth lay before me, and I saw no sign of trouble for countless miles. To me, it seemed an empty land, and the days passed beneath the cloudless skies as I journeyed north. But as I descended the slopes towards the ruins of Tharbad, I knew the river crossing would be difficult. I released my steed, setting his eyes towards the bountiful grasses of the Swanfleet before I left him, and I made the crossing myself. Shortly afterwards, I was set upon by orcs, and that is where you found me, Pineleaf. All right, and we get a nice hood.
That's my tale. You have no doubt heard more exciting stories than this.
Yes, I'm sure I have. And were I to speak of our mighty efforts in Gondor's defenses, you would hear a mightier tale. But time is wanting. Well, time is level 20.
Could I speak with you alone for a moment?
Speak with me alone. All right. I suppose so. All right, what do you want to talk about?
I do not know if we can trust this captain of Gondor. Remember the words of Bregoleth.
Briglet told us to guard our trust with care, for even seeming allies could harbor treachery in their hearts. Neither do I exclude Ygritte from this warning. But Boromir rode right by Isengard on his way north, and even admitted that he spoke with Saruman. How can we trust his conversation with the White Wizard was as he described? We can't. I think that we should keep what we know of the White Hand to ourselves for now, just in case Boromir has fallen under the sway of the traitorous wizards. We can travel together, at least until we reach Breland and the Dunedain, but we should keep an eye on both of our companions. Breglith believed that we stood on the very precipice of danger, and I think that she spoke true. Here, take this map of Cardolan, show it to the others, and see what they recommend for our course. Okie dokie. Now, there anything you could recommend based on this map?
You've decided we should travel together.
I believe your friend will suggest that we shouldn't, but I find the idea agreeable for now. Should my own course not align with yours, I will depart, and without hard feelings. Boromir unfolds the map of old Cardolan and studies it briefly before handing it back to you. My own journey's end lies in a hidden dale, Pineleaf, further north than this map tells. And perhaps Meneldir will unveil a second map when we draw nearer to Breland, and that one will have the mark of my destination, but perhaps not. My father said that the dale was hidden. Well, yeah, there is that. Well, what do you say?
It pleases me to hear that Meneldir will not turn away the captain of Gondor.
It pleases me that they'll come, because the men of the Gondor are warriors strong and true, and in past days they have been hearty friends of Rohan, and we of them. These names are unfamiliar to me, Pineleaf, so different from those of my own land. I can't begin to understand what to speak some of these places aloud. Boromir is not the only one who's far from their homeland. I will follow Meneldir until we find the Rangers of the North, for Rohan lies withering while I am away, and if I cannot return with the thing that I seek, I fear the kingdom will die. All right. So, it looks like they have both agreed to come along.
Then we are agreed. Our road leads north.
Our road leads north, and that means that we must pass through the city and travel north along the greenway towards Breland. We should defeat more of those creatures that lie between us and the northern walls of the city, and I suggest that we scout the gaps in the encircling wall at several locations before we leave Tharbad behind us. Once that is accomplished, we can meet up just north of the city to plan our further course. Alright, so I need to defeat 12 foes within Tharbad and find a couple of gaps in the wall, just to be annoying, most likely. So, it's time to kill more orcs. And look at this, our first orc already here. Sometimes I wonder if I need to travel through the city at all. Just wait a couple of seconds and one will pop up. I think it's going to be the easiest deed to complete. Just so many volunteers in the area. See? Finish one, and the next comes forward. Is this one of the gaps in the wall? Well, first let's deal with this orc. Then we can find out. Oops. The gap in the wall should provide a good view of the countryside. The rolling hills of Reddymore could hide any number of dangers. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. That's the main entrance, and it's not the main entrances that he wanted me to check. He wanted me to check the gaps in the wall. Why didn't he want me to check the entrance also? I don't know. Maybe just to confuse me. Ah, there's the gap. Hi. I came to thin your numbers. There we go. Now. Is this the gap? This gap of the wall should provide a good view of the countryside. To the northwest you see activity among distant outbuildings of Tharbad. Okay. Oh. Well, hello. Look at that. I just need one more. And you volunteered. How nice. Now let's find Maneldir. Oh, of course. Maneldir, Boromir, and company came through the main entrance. That's why they didn't need me to scout that one. Of course.
And that is Tharbad behind us.
Thank goodness. If the crossing of the Great Flood proves the worst experience of our journey, I'll count us fortunate. I fear that it will not be so, though it is likely to be the wettest. Did Tegwin dislike the damp and cold of the Wade water? He's fortunate that he had no need to cross the Great Flood, and under the watchful eye of his parents, it will be many years before he might. But now we must turn our eyes to our own road. Cardolan waits ahead, and within its bounds we will find my friend Narndir, who will know the location of the chieftain of the Dunedain. Then will Igfrit's purpose be attained, and our own as well. Perhaps then Boromir can be set on the proper course, and you and I will dine at the Prancing Pony before we part. But we are not there yet. We must take one step at a time, lest we trip upon our own feet. Ooh, and what do I get for this? I get a nice jacket, it looks like. That's what I get.
Our first destination will be the town of Herna, a village of farmers and traders to the northwest.
Herna, you say? Yes. Herna, it's a village of farmers and traders, and which is here on the Greenway, coming south with the road roaming north to the Enedwythe. When last I came this way, the tavern of Herna was a pleasant enough place, although it could not truly compete with the Prancing Pony for entertainment and company. Crossway House, it is called, a 2-story building near the south gate. So let us be off. Well, he will be off too. Herne. The question is, where do I go for the next episode of Vale of the Pine?